Angels in America. I would just like to start off with the fact that I think this play is beautifully written and is a excellent piece of literature, and I support this being in the curriculum every single semester this class is taught. And let me tell you why. Now, I would like to start with the fact that I understand why it was censored. I could get into the fact that religion and white men of power are controlling the entirety of what we see in our daily lives, but I'll spare you from that because this show is literally incredible, and I don't want to spend too much time about the bad stuff. I think that this show beautifully depicts the struggle and the hardships and the overarching bad experiences that people diagnosed with AIDS went through. I think that there's also the fact that Roy, particularly, I mean, not a very liked character, but personally, in my opinion, he was my favorite character because he didn't conform to the show. He stuck out like a sore thumb, and I think that is what drew me to him as a character because it fascinated me. It fascinated me that an individual like this, who may or may not be representing a representation of a certain individual who was in office, it beautifully shows this constant, I'm not even sure the word to use, this constant illusion that people force themselves into because of the way they were raised and because of the life that they accepted when they finally became independent. And I think that having a conservative lifestyle is definitely by no means a bad thing. It is just a very limiting thing if you do not allow yourself as an independent person to accept all of the changes that are in the world, accept everything that is changing about society, and accepting the fact that the world progresses with or without you. And I think that Roy is an excellent example of this because he is so stuck in his ways. He is exactly the way that he has been for probably as long as he remembers. And I think that this fact that Roy is the way that he is, speaks true to each of the other characters' stories, even more so, because it addresses the importance of being willing and being accepting and being understanding of the queer community who suffered so greatly during this entire AIDS. Is it considered a pandemic? I forget the exact terminology, but we'll call it pandemic just because that's the word that's stuck in my head right now with diseases. But the entire situation regarding AIDS, I totally lost my train of thought. Roy and the fact that he enhances these other characters' stories because of the fact that it shows this stark difference between the way things should be, the way things need to be in terms of accepting each of us as individuals, and the way things have been in the past, the way that we have known the world to be. I think it just does a wonderful job with each of the characters' story arcs, and I stick by my statement of Roy being my favorite character because of the importance he imposes in the show and the dynamic contrast between him and every other single character. It's just, this play really blew me out of the water. I was unprepared for what I was about to read. I did not know that it was going to be as good as it was. I thoroughly enjoyed the concept of the final scene. I said I wouldn't touch too much on religion because I would ramble on about it, but I think that depiction um, of the idea of Christianity was very unique and interesting as well.